Welcome to Game 2 of DPL Season 6, our first series of the day. We actually have two more series after this, as it is 5:35 in the morning for myself. Not too sure what time it is for you, Potom. I think 10:35. But we get into this second game, LGD.Forever Young taking Game 1 over Vici Gaming. And, well, you guys didn't hear it. You may have seen the tweet. It just went out. But, Potom bet me $5, and I'm saying this so it's on record, online, forever, can never deny it, that Gyrocopter will be first pick for one of these teams. And as he said it, he said $5, I said sure. Surely enough, Gyrocopter gets banned third from Vici Gaming, and I immediately win lunch. But let's take a look at the draft. LFY, Death Prophet, Earth Spirit for themselves, Vici Gaming, Chen, Terrorblade. Thoughts on these first two picks from either side, or thoughts on losing $5?
Well, a little bit surprised there's no Gyrocopter. I wonder why that is. And to be fair, he's right on that one. I bet that $5, but I'm double or nothing later on. I guess so. But anyways, to the draft, LGD.Forever Young banning out all those pesky heroes. There's an Elder Titan, Keeper of the Light, and Nagasara and the Sand King banned out. So no cheeky stuns, no one to interrupt our free on his Earth Spirit so far. On the side of Vici Gaming, however, all the other annoying heroes are Bad Rider, Dragon Knight, Omni Knight, so everybody can screw around with a Terrorblade easily enough this banned out. And they started with the Chen Terrorblade. It is particularly opener. Usually you don't see the Terrorblade that early. They like to take it up in a third or the fourth slot and just go for a hero like a Disruptor in beforehand. I could see a Bounty Hunter still coming out for Vici, that they just run Terrorblade fairly isolated, and then just go for two heavy roamers to stand up to that Death Prophet in the mid lane from LGD.
What really deters you from taking Terrorblade this early in the draft?
Well, there's just too many answers to the Terrorblade in terms of both carries and mid lanes. I think they felt comfortable because they saw the first pick Death Prophet, which is highly unusual. But if there's somebody with a long silence, you're basically screwed. And looking at LGD.Forever Young, there's already Death Prophet and Earth Spirit, and especially Earth Spirit, there's a stun and silence you cannot dodge on a Terrorblade. So I really question this Terrorblade pickup. There's two heavy silences. There's a lot of burst damage. He's not going to get a big thunder off this game if LGD is careful enough.
Yeah, and we'll see if Death Prophet, at least for LFY, I've seen a couple of times, has gone safe lane. Would you think about LFY going with the Death Prophet safe lane, or do you think it's better suited to be over mid, or is it too early to tell at this point, as I get communication with the remote host has been disrupted and kicked out of the game?
We're doing a radio show again.
This is
doing a radio show indeed then. Alright, just to update you, LGD just picked up the Tiny for their third pick, which is probably going to be offlane together with Afu and the Earth Spirit, just rotating around. Regarding the question of if Death Prophet is going mid or safe lane, I would argue they want to put her in mid lane because there's no specific counter yet, and actually no big counter available. The Shadow Fiend has been banned out, one of the most prominent opponents against the Death Prophet. So everything that remains would be someone like an OD, but I would say it's highly unlikely we're going to see an OD with an Earth Spirit on the field.
Now they get the Tiny Death Prophet, Earth Spirit. That is usually an Inflame Tiny. He's been playing that as of late, and I really do like this combination with the Death Prophet, but Vici Gaming, they go to the Disruptor Terrorblade, as well as the Chen. And Disruptor and Chen together are very aggressive and do kind of work early.
I must say I'm not a big fan of the Disruptor in this lineup because you don't have that natural opponent like a Pakon from the side of LG.Forever Young. So you don't have the fixed target you want when you have a Disruptor on yourself. And this is an interesting pick. This is a Winter Wyvern. And really curious what they want to accomplish with that. It's a decent enough pick against the Terrorblade, allowing them to reliably hit those silences, but in terms of early game, the Winter Wyvern won't do much. She's not really good in TPing into ganks. Neither is she with actually providing any reliable kills, considering that Vici Gaming hasn't even picked up the offlaner yet.
Yeah, they're with their position 1-4-5. So I feel as if maybe Winter Wyvern's more there for a little bit of control. That Winter's Curse could lead to Inner Spirit, Boulder Smash, Geomagnetic Grip. Could lead to a lot of things. I think it's just good control for them, but we'll see how it does work in the early game.
I think the control factor right now, LGD, is completely the control show, right? Like, you have great push, you have great control. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see something like a Pugner coming out for the mid lane. I would love to see that. So they just run Death Prophet or the Pugner on the safe lane, Tiny off lane with the heavy fighting supports. They have good pushing power with the Winter Wyvern coming out. So they can heal up the creeps on the tower, give Pugner more time. They also have a team that has a lot of burst damage, which might be beneficial against the Terrorblade. And with Jowra being eliminated as that primary carry, you don't have the big answer to the Terrorblade unless you want to go for something classic like, hey, we could see an anti-mage here for LGD.
Dire team ban.
I wouldn't be opposed from that. One thing is Lina. I don't know how much I like the Lina. I just, with Tiny Blink Shadow Blade probably coming out, get in the face of the Lina, and I just don't think you're gonna live that long.
I feel like as a support pickup, Lina would have been a great choice to have an ability that can finish off a target that is getting healed up by Winter Wyvern. As a core position, this looks more like we don't want the OD, so we're just gonna go with Lina in the mid lane, so we at least have something as a Death Prophet. It's risky, but I think it can pay off. On the other hand, they have that stun from Lina, which is not going to be as effective. Death Prophet usually runs into the Yule Scepter. Winter Wyvern can save people easily enough. Earthspit rolls away. Tiny, for example, has that status resistance, so he's not affected by it that much. But what's going to be last pick? There's a Beastmaster banned for Vici. That's probably the right call, so they're just looking to bolster up the Terrorblade so it doesn't run into any troubles. And
I don't think I'm gonna take the Beastmaster anyway, just because.
Magnus. Told you, Brewmaster.
Very good pick. I was, genuinely impressed there. You did real good.
Yeah, Brewmaster, that's another logical choice. He's fairly safe against the heroes from LGD, simply because he doesn't fall to the Winter Wyvern as easily. But what is that carry for LGD? I'm still putting my bets on the anti-mage, but with the Brewmaster, this is a different matter. We might see something completely different. Jug could work. Yeah, that's a good call. Jug could work. PA could work. You just have to watch out for the Lina, but you have the potential burst down against the Terrorblade. Ideally, you want something with a little bit of armor reduction on their lineup, or with a heavy burst.
I would like the PA.
That's why I like the AM.
I kind of like the PA just because you can get in the face of the Lina with both the Tiny and the PA at that point. But Doom, so they're going off lane, in flame, Doom.
Yeah, I think that's the compromise after seeing the Brewmaster. Just so they have a reliable lockdown against Brew. Actually, both good against Brewmaster and Lina. Whoever he's going to Doom in the fight, that's a good Doom, even if he gets the chin.
Any of the cores is a good Doom, in my opinion. Paparazzi, Ori, or 11.
Yeah.
And
that's some.
It's going to be really good with the burst damage they have from Tiny. Death Prophet, the Chase will be on with the Doom on, Scorched Earth, and I think Inflame does prefer going with the Infernal Blade Max first.
Yeah, and it's a great pickup in this game. It reliably provides them with some good damage output, and Scorched Earth. Well, you need that one value point just so you have to heal. They also have the added benefit of being able to devour one of the gen creeps if they approach with a gank. Alright, who's your money on from the draft?
I like LGD.Forever Young. They've been struggling as of late. Their last game looked good, but DPL is always a nice spot for them to be in to really start to realign themselves, and I think after that first win, and if they could pull off a 2-0 over Vici, one of the stronger teams in the region right now, they'll feel really good going into the later part of this group stage. Now, of course, Vici, they've already been invited. This doesn't mean as much to them. Does that mean they're taking it any less seriously? There's still money on the line as well as qualifying for next year's top tournament, which might, you know, be another qualifier for an MDL tournament. So you can never tell how seriously they're going to be taking it, I feel like, at this point. But honestly, LFY, they look good in that first game, and I'll put my money on them in this second
I'm gonna trust Vici here. I think Paparazzi with his extremely fancy-looking Terror Blade is gonna carry this game.
So do we turn this into a double or nothing situation?
Nah, not this
not
time.
Committing. Not that sure about the Vici lineup. That was confidence in the Terrorblade and then immediate no
confidence in terms of I'm like 60% sure he's going to carry the game and 40% nah. It might turn around the other way simply because there's so much burst damage and the two silences really. LFY has that Earth Spirit and the Death Prophet. That's two big silences and a Doom. And nobody on the side of Vici is able to save the Terrorblade beside the small Chen heal. So,
Doom, who's going?
I have the feeling that Paparazzi is going to come out ahead in this game on the Terrorblade, but I don't want to put any money on the line here. Yeah, Doom safe lane, pretty prominent. They know the the Brewmaster will be there on the lane together with the Chen, so he's gonna have the XP advantage anyways. You don't want to put your Tiny there, because Tiny is all about making every hit count. And if you have a Brewmaster on the lane who lets you miss 70% of your hits, that's not the best lane to be in. So they just go for an aggressive lane instead and have Alfu roaming around. And if you find Fenrir, he's gonna be in trouble.
Take a look at this lineup over top. Paparazzi, ooh, Rolling Boulder comes through. They've got 3 heroes here with the Arctic Burn. Paparazzi goes down his first blood as Monet gets the kill. Nicely done by LFY to get that early kill into the Terrorblade. And right before I was going to ask you, what lanes do you think are favorable for either side?
So looking at top, I would definitely say that LFY has the better lane, because an aggressive lane against the Terrorblade is always nice to have. If there's no specific lockdown for the Metamorphosis, and with the burst damage provided together with Alpha into control, they're just gonna either farm Fenrir on the Disruptor or even go for Paparazzi in the Terrorblade. Regarding the mid lane, that's a bit more open. I would say Ori on the Lina is gonna have the advantage early on, but later runs into troubles against Super. But on the other hand, the bottom lane is gonna be...
The Arctic Burn, Paparazzi, he'll fall again.
Yeah, this is just the power of Fu roaming. They don't even need to commit him to any other lane. He can just stick here and keep farming Fenrir.
And honestly, you're playing LFY. Afu is on LFY. You give up this Earth Spirit to Afu. You're gonna pay. He is just that good with this hero.
You play against LFY, you do not ban Earth Spirit because you think you can counter it? That kind of thing?
Yes.
I mean, I agree. It's really strong, and it is already paying out. He has 3 kills on the Tiny. That's the best start you can have. He's looking at the Soul Ring build, so even more stuns, more damage coming out. And the other lanes are going good as well. The Lina is doing fantastic in mid in comparison, considering it's a Death Prophet. But after all, it's a Death Prophet, so levels really count for her. And bottom lane, it's Doom against 11.
Ooh, up
so
top.
Brewmaster...
I don't think they have a stop for this TP. Monet just gets out. 3 heroes come up top to try and kill up the Tiny.
For free. Yeah, and the bottom lane is looking really good as well for the Doom. One added benefit is that if you miss the Infernal Blade due to either Drunken Brawler or Drunken Haze from Brewmaster, you don't actually consume the cooldown. So you can just keep trying until you hit it, which means Doom is really good. And now he finds the perfect creep as well with the Unholy Aura.
That's actually disgusting. And
I
yeah,
didn't like it.
there. Ooh, just trying to throw it. His Rolling Boulder comes out top on Paparazzi again. The Arctic Burn Boulder Smash pushes him back into Monet with the Avalanche. And another kill on this Terrorblade. This is so perfect as Monet is already dominating. This Terrorblade is finding absolutely nothing in this lane. And now you look over bottom 11. You need to watch out as the Shockwave comes through right over your back. And the kill is there for Inflame. And they're up 5 to nothing.
This Doom pick bottom is fantastic for them. This was well done, just identifying, hey, we have something against the Brood, they have no counter to, and it's not only that. Once this Doom comes online, they have a reliable spell to throw it on either the Terrorblade or the Brewmaster in those fights later on.
Ooh, Ori, misses the stun. Penitence comes out on the super, but he's got the Spirit Siphon, 2-man stun, thanks to this Centaur, but stun finally flies through. Will they finally get their first kill? They will lose super, but they lose Ori and Lanham. Looking like he's going to be possibly the next victim. Rolling Boulder to the opposite side. Splinter Blast comes through onto the Centaur to hit Lanham, and the chase is on. But the body blocks nicely done with the Centaur to block out Yao, and that keeps alive this Chen.
With the Centaur there. A nice kill coming out from Alina. Getting Death Prophet. This is something, at least they got a kill now.
Yeah, we're not going to see that shutout anymore, but with one more kill for LFY, we could see that that classic Brazil, that 7-1 scoreline. That is spammed in chat every now and then. But over bottom actually, 11 getting chased. Scorched Earth is there on from Inflame. They're looking for the Inferno Blade Shockwave. There it is, 7-1, and they'll get the kill. Rolling Boulder comes through as well as the Boulder Smash. Arctic Burn. Ori, he's in so much trouble. Actually lands the stun on the super, but with the Crypt Swarm, they will trade the life. Maybe no. Laguna Blade. That's going to be a second for Ori. Penitence slows Yao. This might even be a third. Ori, oh my god. Are you kidding me right now? And he gets sent back by Lanham. That is amazing.
That was such a great play. That was just perfect. Pitch perfect. Not a single mistake by Ori. Getting the perfect rotation together with Lanham on the Chen. Fantastic play by both of them. And this was really impressive, if you ask me.
That was absolutely absurd. 11's got to watch out, because this is now level 6 on Inflame. 3 in the Inferno Blade. Doesn't have enough mana for the Doom to follow it up. But you take a look at how much damage that does over time with the Inferno Blade over top, as I'm talking about. That Splinter Blast comes through. They throw the tree of Paparazzi, trying to get away. Avalanche up in 4, but they do have the toss, and there's the toss on the Paparazzi, looking for the kill. One more shot. Can they get it? Oh, no! How does
18
this...
armor.
He just survives with the littlest of health.
Or he's not a rotating board with an Invis rune, and if they find a Doom, he should be going down. They might have to commit the Primal Split, but they also have a Chen creep up and running.
Could pop the Scorched Earth, maybe that keeps him alive, but there's the stun, and no way he is getting out of that one. Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave, and the 11 shots coming through. They'll get the kill, and they take on another one. So it was 7-1 at one point, 6-0 at one point, and all of a sudden LFY in the most recent kills, it's 5-1 in favor of Vici.
And I think
the last 6 kills.
I think the biggest thing going for Vici here is, despite the fact that they were so far behind with the early kills, their lane still kind of worked out okay. The Terrorblade is on the same level as the Death Prophet. Their mid lane did go fantastic with the Lino, and even the Brewmaster at bottom, besides dying twice, actually managed to grab a good amount of last hits. Talking about Terrorblade.
He dies over top. I was actually looking bottom at Inflame, who made the rotation through the Doom onto the Brewmaster, so we'll see if they can continue to go in, but nobody's here, so this might actually lead to Inflame dying. The Inferno Blade hit. The stun's not going to land on Inflame. The chase is on. The salve is out onto the Brewmaster. Doom getting away.
Yeah, Doom is not the easiest target to go on if you only have those 2 stuns, especially when the Doom comes out. We see the Lina coming up. Lina is going for that Yield Scepter, just to reliably hit the stun. I would have loved something like an early Aghanim's or something from her, just to pass by a lot of the resistances, because Death Prophet is poised to go for that. Might actually go for that pipe, especially because there's also Disruptor on the field.
Denied.
You don't see Lina too much. Is Kaya an item that Lina would ever pick up, or is that just not in the realm of things that Lina gets getting this Yules?
Well, Lina either needs utility or you need mobility, and Kaya provides none of these. So you want to go for that Shadow Blade, you want to go for the Blink Dagger, the Yield Scepter. And Yield Scepter fits the bill because it's kind of both. It's a nice item for both utility as well as having some damage output and the secured stun. It's just Kaya kind of Yeah, you use less mana, but after that, what? Like some more damage on your spells? That's not really worth. So you want that reliable heals to have movement speed and lean a natural fast hero as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Paparazzi top still level 5. Yeah, it's just
see what you did there.
That's us in sync, like that band, Backstreet Boys.
Being a boy band now.
Is under attack.
We could be a boy band.
B-Corp and the boys.
We could be a boy band coming out here. Ooh, Ori gets that clarity stopped, and the Crypt Swarm hits on Ori as well with the rotations coming through. Afu trying to make something happen. Ori very split up from his team, and that should be a kill for the side of LFY. Ori doing all he can, but it's not enough. There's the primal split. Monet in a bit of trouble. Body blocked a little bit by Yao. Still alive for the time being, but the Pendants comes on through. They'll get the kill. Lanham cleans them up. So let's see. Can LFY make anything happen? They use this Exorcism. There's the Cyclone to slow down this Death Prophet. But oh my god, Afu, are you kidding me? The man does it every single time. There's the Rolling Boulder with the Boulder Smash back into the Doom with the Doom coming through with the Brewmaster. And they will clean up 11.
What a timing. That was pitch perfect on the resplit from the Brew. No chance to react if you're the Brew there. I must say, this kind of turned out well for them in the mid lane. No tower to fall, but they made a solid fight, made a solid case of themselves, and Death Prophet has to come back into this game with the first Exorcism, get a little bit out of it. He is going... There's actually full drops coming out for Doom on the side note. But Super is... He's sitting below the Terrorblade, and Terrorblade is having a bad game. Actually, the Chen has more farm than Terrorblade at this point. Alright, we gotta talk item build on Ladam here.
Yeah, I was just about to say Chen straight axe.
Who needs boots anyways? Boots are absolutely overrated.
Yeah, I think so. 310 movement speed, that's enough.
Why would you need movement speed if your creeps have any? Hand of Gold is global, so who needs them? Well, he picks it up. Never mind. So we have boots on the Chen, confirmed.
360 movement speed, it's enough. So, 10-6 in favor of LFY. I was looking around, seeing if I could find anything in terms of builds that might be a little bit wonky. Nothing wonky, but Tiny getting close to the Blink Dagger, and I think that's important to note, as he will be a bit of a follow-up initiator, if that is a good enough phrase.
I think his role is to blink in and make sure that they reliably can hit the Doom on targets, just by stunning people up, preventing Vici from really counter-initiating with the Brewmaster. They just need to ensure the Brewmaster does not run rampant in the fight. If they manage to snipe him before he gets the ultimate out, then what do you have left on Vici? You have a Leaner and a Disruptor without any setup.
And it's definitely possible for them to do that, especially with both Monet and Afu, because they can Blink, Avalanche, Toss, Rolling Boulder in, Geomagnetic Grip. You get the silence. You have the silence from the Death Prophet if you really want to throw all that at the Brewmaster. You get the pick-off, and with no Brew, no Primal split, a little bit of this team fight from the side of Vici kind of falls apart.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think Brew needs to go for extremely defensive items here. They also have to kind of build up a Lincoln Sphere. Wouldn't be surprised if actually Lina is going for one. Might see a Lotus Orb coming out from Chen after the Aghanims. It's just all about not getting duped up on your course. Like, your Brewmaster is really the key position here, and you see it in their drafting setup.
Yeah, well, he does have Winter's Curse, so they gotta watch out on Vici as he walks right into Yao. There's the immediate Winter's Curse with the Doom coming down. Static Storm onto the Tiny, but he's got himself the Shadow Blade, so he's okay for now. They continue to chase on. Don't worry, they'll take themselves out one, just getting the send back onto this Brew. And now Paparazzi, he gets a courier kill because it comes into his face, but I don't know how much longer he's going to last in this world as the toss comes through. The Sunder out on an Inflame, but they'll just take out that life as quickly as they grabbed it, and they'll get themselves a third. So Vici Gaming, they lose 3, they take out none. They use a lot in that fight, and they lose a lot as well.
Yeah, just barely surviving with the Brewmaster as well. This might have been just a 4-4 nothing. And I must say, there was a nice reaction from the Winter Wyvern. Just hit that level 6 before the fight. Manages to get it on the Brewmaster when he dives on the tower.
Snare,
just getting a Doom out.
Toss, and the kill onto 11. He thought he was being cheeky and sneaky. But Monet with the Shadow Blade shows up behind him. They get the ensnare thrown out from the Doom, and then the avalanche toss, and they have more than enough damage with the help of the other two heroes, Afu and Super, coming in. Terribly.
I like that pickup from Monet a lot more, going for the Shadow Blade back instead of the Blink Dagger.
Oh, mid. Yao gets taken out.
Finds the Wyvern.
First kill for Paparazzi. And
some roasted Wyvern always tastes good. Ori gotta make plays here. He's sitting on top of the network chart for Vici Gaming. Brewmaster just below him by 1,000 gold, but it's all about the Terrorblade actually doing something. And all there is to disrupt there. Monet finding that Shadow Blade, even without the Shadow Blade, just, yeah, I guess, toss Avalanche, being able to kill off a Disruptor.
Is it crazy that despite starting 0-5, I feel like Paparazzi can pull the game back?
It's a Terrorblade. Never underestimate the Terrorblade, but in this game...
Toss on Ori. Yule staying alive for now. Afu trying to lead him, and there it is. Perfectly done. One more time. The rolling boulder a little bit short, but the boulder smash is not. As well as the geomagnetic grip magnetize, and the tree toss comes through from Monet to get the kill. Afu on all sorts of fire. 2-1 and 11. Meanwhile, over mid, you take a look at the Doom. He's trying to stay alive with the Scorched Earth. I don't even think they have the damage to kill him. He's running away as the Scorched Earth finally stunned up. Now the Thunder Strike comes out into the glimpse. With everybody here, they finally take him out. But that is space made and a lot used to get themselves the kill on to Inflame.
But look at this positioning from the high ground. They're coming in from behind.
Yeah, 11 no longer has the boost split. The kick from so far from Afu. Golazo for him with that one. Come on.
Sniper here.
This is... He's just too good. And it's just always a thrill to watch him continually with this Earth Spirit be effective the entire game. Jesus.
I must say, it's looking pretty convincing for LFY here, but I still want to believe in Paparazzi's Terrorblade. He is having at least a decent farm. The Yasha finishing up for him. A decent amount of money towards that Mantis Star coming up. He actually climbed back on the network chart over the Doom. It's just a tiny that is so far ahead with all the snowballing damage he did. And now he even finds an Invis Rune, so Invis Rune as well as the Shadow Blade, he can freely look out for targets, but pretty sure Ori smelled it and he's going to TP out top.
Monet going after this Blink. Where did he buy that? He had Shadow Blade for a long time. What's the courier coming with him?
Well, you always want to go for mobility in the tiny. You have a natural big amount of damage as well as health, so might as well actually picking up Echo Saber before the Blink.
That's what it was, and that's what I was wondering, because he had the Blink queued up for so long. I was surprised to see him low on gold and not have it. Oop, Doom comes out onto Ori, the Static Storm that's going to lay down onto one, but it's only onto Afu. They'll have to try and get this kill, but I don't know if they have enough for that. There's the ensnare on a Fenrir with the Witcher's Curse coming through onto 11. Lanham hitting away at his own Brewmaster. There's the toss. They'll get the kill. The takeout two. They look for more. Lanham trying to run away and will, as they have nothing to stop that. As Inferno Blade is on cooldown all the while. Over top, Super with the Exorcism will take out the tier 2 top.
Just went really well for them.
Afu again. Trying to make a play here. Geomagnetic Grip does find him, but look at this damage coming around from the Terror Blade. A little bit of a misstep and avalanche. Slow from Monet.
That's a really good move for Paparazzi. Yes, it's a Metamorphosis on cooldown, but he just got his pretty much Zeta kill on the Earth Spirit just by a misstep and manages to get out as well. And more importantly, you forced 4 heroes to actually rotate to the bottom lane, so he's going to have space in this mid lane to farm up. He's going to rotate back into the jungle. It'd be nice if we see some defensive warding coming out for Vici just to secure that this Terror is not getting sniped. Here's Lanham right now. He's still rushing at Aghanim's. Not that much progress actually on it. Died in the last couple of fights. So they have to make sure that they have it up and running. And I think with the Aghanims on the Chen, they should be well off for those team fights with the Ancients creep rotating in. Especially because we both know Ancient Prowler Shaman's best creep there is.
I hate that creep. Just personal things. Are there any on the map right now? I don't... Oh, yeah, there they are.
Oh, there's one over here. But There's also Granite Golem, which is really nice, having that percentage health bonus, especially if you have a Terrorblade in your lineup, if you're up against the Doom. Those 15% might make the difference if somebody gets doomed.
Let's see, and Doom surprisingly... Oh, no, never mind. He's got 4,000 gold saved up, going straight BKB before the blink. I was about to say, surprisingly not a lot of items, considering how well of an early game he had, but he was saving up for the BKB.
I think it's the right call to go for the BKB. Wouldn't be too surprised if you might see even Aghanims coming out. The fights are going to prolong quite some time, especially if you have an Exorcism up and running. You want to have those really long fights, and Doom just helps you staying on target with somebody. He went for he did go for the BKB now. He has the jumps up and running, and with Swords Earth, he should be able to stay in range. And if you manage to Doom the Brewmaster and just pretty much delete him out of the fight or forcing the scent back on him, might be worth going for that Aghanims.
Phantom has the smoke, 5 heroes here for Vici, and I would assume they take these creeps in smoke, but as I say that, Chen just kind of says, see you later, team.
I see the Lina actually rotating over into the jungle. I'm pretty sure they're aware of this and they're just backing off, and seems like Exorcism Roshan, maybe? Super. Do it, Super.
Thinking. There it is. Finally commits. And with the Exorcism, meanwhile over bottom pushing is Ori and Fenrir, really just farming in the jungle. So no contest on this Roche just yet. Not dropping crazy quickly, but that's because Monet was not in the fray, and now that he's here with this Midas armor, they're able to make this a quick Roche.
Yeah, Super with the Solar Crest. I like that pickup. You're up against the Terrorblade, so you naturally want to reduce his armor as well as the accuracy from him. And it's a nice bonus against 11 on the Brewmaster as well. And bye, Fenrir.
Yeah. Basically, Fenrir gets deleted from the map. This is the LFY that we... Not me personally, but most people when they first heard of LFY came to really recognize this aggressive and strong team, and they look really strong here against Vici. This is what people were looking for in LFY back previously, but ooh, Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash again! That hits on the creeps, that hits on 3 heroes! But now on the backlines, Paparazzi with the Metamorphosis, they're trying to make something happen from Vici. Actually, it's just Lanham who lands the Boulder Smash, or Afu lands the Boulder Smash, landing on 3 heroes and the creeps, keeping LFY alive from that big initiation that came out from Vici.
Yeah, they back off. They want to save that Aegis for the Tiny, just so he has, so they have more pitching potential. There was no Exorcism in this fight. Still 50 seconds on cooldown. Once that goes up, they're probably gonna go finally for that bottom T1 tower and then push straight towards the base. Because I really feel like they need to bring the pressure. Terrorblade has to work through 2 towers on the top lane in order to split push over here and here. In the mid lane, you have the TU2 up as well. So it's only the bottom lane that keeps getting pressured. Might as well take it up, and with the smoke rotation, they just try to accomplish exactly that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Afu to get that initiation. He's really my spirit animal right now. Avalanche, Toss, Glimpse. I don't know if that's enough to keep Ori alive. With the Geomagnetic Grip actually not hitting. I think he was in the air just before, and they'll also get the kill on a Fenrir slowed up. There's the shot from Monet, and Monet, the giant rock he is, hits quite hard at 68 as it continues to change by 10.
Yeah, they're gonna look for some insane pushing power. There's only the Terrorblade top, and they're already rotating in the Winter Wyvern. So far, Yaoi has been doing a good job to actually defend against those pushes, being able to clear these illusions quite effectively with 2 Splinter Blasts. The site, maybe even with T1 falling, they're gonna grab their own T1 at the bottom lane, finally. Last T1 for Vici falls down, and I don't know if they actually want to go for something here. 11 is sitting in the side.
Blink Dagger picked up on Afu, so his positioning going to be twice as nice. And there's the Shadow Blade. Primal Split committed to this. Glimpse comes through on a Monet. They have the Sentry Ward, but I don't know if they have enough just yet The Laguna Blade comes through onto this Death Prophet, who has Exorcism as well as the Spirit Siphon to work with. They still don't have a kill on anything because Monet finally back after the Aegis. BKB, Popeye in flame. They're looking to go in. There's the nice kick. That'll come out on the most important hero of them all, which is the Terrorblade. Paparazzi goes down. 3-man silence coming out from Super with the chase as well as the Magnetize. Afu does so much for this team. They continue to go in. Down goes Chen. Down goes Brewmaster. And they are in fact looking for more. Ori trying to run away. He'll get out of the grips of Monet. And now with Fenrir in the jungle, or in the trees on the side, it's just
Get them, Fenrir.
That Vici can do. They might even have the buybacks forced on both the Terrorblade and the Brew, but the problem with that, and actually not a problem, he died before he could get Metamorphosis off.
Yeah, but still, it's going to be a hell of a fight without the Brewmaster split to defend this. Laguna Blade just comes with cooldown, but also 40 seconds without a Static Storm. They decide to commit to it, but I don't think they necessarily care about the steroid that much. Or like a faint retreat.
They could honestly just go to try and kill him again.
Yeah, but why? They're just going to T3, so they're going to play it safe. They're going to rotate, they reset, they try to get 1 or 2 shrines on the field, and then push out the side lanes once more.
I also think about looking over mid. Fenrir, I know you have that haste, but that's not the best move. There's the blink. Oh my god, he sets it up. It doesn't matter. Look, that kind of range is so nuts. Like, it impresses me every time he hits a boulder smash. Like, I know that didn't lead to a kill, but to go from here, or to land there, have the boulder smash, and start here with the blink dagger is just, that's crazy initiation range from Afu on this Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind, but that was to be expected on his Earth Spirit. And keep in mind, this is only with a blink dagger. He doesn't even have that many items. He's sitting on the second lowest slot in terms of net worth. But what else do you need? Like, what does a hero truly need? It's probably the blink dagger if you are fully on Earth Spirit. And that's it.
And he's got it, and it just shows how much it does for him. Max blink range with the rolling boulder. It's crazy. And
Bloodstone lean on Ori. Not too sure about the Bloodstone pickup if you ask me. I don't like it that much when you're so far behind.
yeah, because Bloodstone is one of those items that's dependent on that first fight or two to see if it's really worth it. And Shadowblade next, it's just we haven't seen Ori really be able to survive these fights too well. Ooh, they are coming around, actually. TPing over top will be 11.
I'm going to TP out here as well. So LFY is taking this super serious. They want to reliably end out the game. They don't want to risk anything. I would say they have all the cards in their hand to just cleanly get out of this game with the Death Prophet Exorcism. Still level 16, so not a level 18 one with the 24 spirits, but she's going to finish up that BKB as well.
Roshan up in at least 2 minutes. Ori might find himself in a little bit of trouble coming over Zafu. There's the blink with the boulder smash. That starts it off again. And they have the magnetize. Avalanche toss. There's the kill. They take out Ori. Dead for only 13 seconds, but not even gaining a charge on that Bloodstone. In fact, losing 5 of them.
So yeah, they're looking for more potentially, but wisely everybody from Vici hides on the side. Paparazzi's probably going to TP out in the second.
But 11 right into the hands of Monet. I looked over at Paparazzi for a moment. I didn't really see how 11 got into the hands of Monet, because he was in the trees up here, and then somehow he was here in
I think he was a little bit greedy, actually not TPing out with Blink. He wanted to run back, save the TP, and then just ran into the team and got found out.
27-9, 16,000 net worth lead here for LFY, and really not letting their foot off the gas.
86% win chance.
It's very impressive to me to see a team basically not stutter. Sometimes we see teams get over-aggressive where they have this advantage and they try to play the advantage very aggressively, and they lose a team fight or two and maybe they end up winning it. But LFY from start to finish have been in the lead.
Yeah, you can see that on the net worth graph quite significantly. There was one little dip early on where they gave away 2 or 3 kills, but after that it's just a steady climb, and they never lost the advantage. And they push it really well, considering there's a Terrorblade on the field who never gets the chance to come online. We haven't seen any big Thunder plays because there's nothing he can do against two silencers, a BKB on Doom, the Doom himself. Just so much lockdown and stuff Terrorblade has to watch out for. He can't really go for these aggressive plays in the team fight.
Yeah, and that all stems from how poorly of a lane he had to start this game. And it really went downhill for him so quickly, and he regained a little bit, but was never able to do anything with that. Because he was second in the net worth at a couple of times in this game, but never did anything. It was really just like, oh, he's second in net worth, but it's just because he's got Dragonlance Manta style, which still wasn't enough to keep him alive.
Ping the mid lane now, but Vici probably gonna back off here when they runs into the sentry.
Smoke is used
Might
as well,
spot the
so
smoke.
I thought Monet was spotted, but they do smoke up. He's going for a Daedalus, has the Chrysalis, 2 heroes, Fenrir and 11 going over bottom, as Super is showing bottom. They have Euls to work with, but with these heroes so far away and Death Prophet already TPing out, they're not going to get the kill that they wanted. And Monet is going to find Disruptor and get an easy one.
What Disruptor? There's no Disruptor here.
For sure.
Just reliably finds them every time. Not having a good time on Disruptor. 0 and 6 on Disruptor, 0-8 on the Brewmaster. In fact, getting doomed up is not really helpful if you're a Brew. Just 15 kills on Monet. And just the Monet show. And Afu.
Yeah. Afu has been involved in 23 of the 28 kills. Percentage-wise, off the top of my head, I don't really know what that is, but that's greater than 85%, I'd say. Or just around 85%.
Yeah, then I don't know. I'm just gonna make a really bad meme say NA mouth because you're from NA. Pretend that I know the answer and won't share it, but I don't because I'm really bad at maths. But we can pretend. It should be around that number. Still disagree with Ori's Bloodstone. 9 charges sitting at bot. He's really not accomplishing anything with it. I think pretty much any other item, even going back for the Force Staff or for something even like an Eon Disc maybe to just survive the initial burst damage, or the Lincoln Sphere against Doom, everything would have been better, but a Bloodstone with 9 charges and the Yules, what do you do on the Lino? You can't even kill anybody. You didn't even manage to kill Yao or Afu. They just both have too much health for you to deal with.
Yeah, the Bloodstone is really questionable. They have 9 kills total in 31 minutes. Do you expect to boost that Bloodstone now, especially after dying the first time? Like, how do you expect to boost that Bloodstone? That would have to come purely off the back of the Terrorblade, and Paparazzi's been handled pretty well, honestly, by LFY.
Yeah, that's considering he got that early triple kill, or technically a triple kill in the mid lane. He was so far ahead in mid. Like, he completely won his lane over Death Prophet, and then just nothing ever happened, came out of it. Well, they say, this is not a Terrorblade, this is just an ancient Black Dragon, but they look the same with their Yule Stub.
So let's see what they're able to do. Coming over is Inflame, the duel immediately onto Ori. Boulder Smash hits, and it is there every single time. Ori is going to go down to Monet, but Monet getting quite low with the heal coming through from this Winter Wyvern with the Winter's Curse. That hits on Lanham. Paparazzi does so much damage, takes out his own Chen. And now you take a look at the rest of the team. The Roost Split is there, and the BKB still out for Inflame, trying to run away now, but ooh, the cheese keeps him alive, and this is looking very bad for Vici as everybody's still up for the side of LFY. They'll get the kill onto Paparazzi, and now they look for the next couple of kills on Vici as they will lose the Disruptor, and now they look over at 11. Everybody will fall, and GG is called by Vici as LFY take it 33-9. 33 minutes in and absolutely wipe the floor with Vici.
Really hope I didn't double down on that one. I will say sure the Terrorblade can take it, but in the end it was just too much with the Doom and all the control. I would say Alpha is definitely the MVP here, right?
Oh, for sure. Involved in 27 of the 33 kills for his team. Does overall a great job in just securing these kills for the side of LFY. He was always there. He was their initiator for a lot of the game, and then Tiny was there, but he made sure to be back with the Boulder Smash to make sure, even after the Avalanche toss, if they didn't have the damage, to get the Boulder Smash in, and his silences were always on point as well, and just having that Blink Dagger was enough for him to just go on a rampage all over the map. So, personally, he's my MVP. Anything you take away from this, from LGD.Forever Young, overall?
I would say just solid drafting overall. I felt like they had the advantage in both games, and then just solid play as well. No big blunders. You mentioned it early on. They never even play risky. They just go for the safe win once they have an advantage.
Yeah, they did a very good job of winning this game, 33-9. They take the series 2-0 over a top Chinese team in Vici Gaming, of course, who already have that invite to MDL, but this is still DPL, important in plenty of aspects as time goes on, as we've seen it be a point for qualifying spots for the last two MDL tournaments. And LGD.Forever Young with this 2-0, it's very important to note where they are in terms of their group. That's their first matchup of Group A, and that puts them right in the running to take this top of the group, especially when they get a win over Vici Gaming. So that's it. 2-0 series in their favor. We'll be on to the next series in just a moment, which will be LGD versus IGV, and that's going to be a good one. I'm your caster, Bcop, joined here by Bottom of the Moon on Twitter. I am at Bcop92. He's at bottom of the _moon. We'll be back with the next series in just a moment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back in just a moment.